I got the TD Jakes story for y'all. Do you remember when he had that crisis, that medical emergency while he was delivering a sermon? He has officially gone on the record to explain what happened. Take a look and let me know what you think.
During his sermon,
let him go in peace.
Church members rushed to his side. As parishioners waited for word, speculation grew over the bishop's health, with some asking if he'd suffered a stroke. Jakes later revealing, while it wasn't a stroke, he had suffered a, quote, life-threatening calamity and had emergency surgery.
Many of you don't realize that you're looking at a miracle.
Bishop Jakes is now back regularly in the pulpit where he has preached for the last 29 years, with his congregation of 30,000 members joining in person and online. Thankful, he says, for his parishioners' messages of goodwill and strength.
I cannot tell you how glad I am to be in the house of the Lord tonight. I missed you. I thank you. With God, all things are possible. Can you say amen?
Amen. Let's, Bishop Jakes, so happy that you're here. So happy you survived.
Thank you, Chris.
Let's end the speculation now. What did happen to you that morning on stage?
You know, I didn't really realize what was happening to me on stage until I got to the hospital in an ambulance and fussing that it happened on stage, by the way, because I didn't want it to happen. And the doctor leaned over in my ear and said, you'd had a massive heart attack. And the reason I didn't realize it is because I had none of the symptoms that they say, no numbness, no sharp pain, no anything. I just kind of drifted off to sleep. I didn't know what it was, but I almost died.
Massive heart attack.
He said 5 minutes later I'd have been dead on arrival. The right side of my heart had completely.
There you go, you guys. He had a heart attack and he didn't even know it. I think it's devastating what happened to him, of course, but it is just so incredible that he is out here speaking about it and raising awareness, because that is so shocking. I had no idea that it could be something that happens to you and you don't even realize, because anytime heart attacks are portrayed on television, what do they look like? It's like you're grabbing your chest. You're like, oh my God, my heart, it's this huge dramatic thing, right? But just seeing the way he kind of drifted off to sleep, this is not something that I would have associated with a heart attack. I thought he was having like a stroke or something. So again, so sorry that TD Jakes went through that. Thank God he is still here to tell the tale. And thank God he is speaking out about it and raising awareness and showing people a different side to the way that heart attacks can look. Two Snap says, I don't believe the devil made me do it. TD Jakes. Ooh. What do you mean by that? Tanya says, that's scary. It is very, very scary indeed. My God. You guys, it's so, these stories about heart attacks, strokes, this or that, like they're just so scary. Thank God he was in public with people around him. But can you imagine you're just sitting at home and maybe you're thinking, because he thought he fell asleep. Imagine you're at home alone and you're thinking you're falling asleep. So you don't call 911, nothing. And then, like he said, the doctor thought, just 5 more minutes and he would have been gone, because just looking at that, I would be like, oh, I'm just all of a sudden exhausted. Okay, I'll ride this out. I would have never thought to call the ambulance or anything about that. Used to be says, I still don't believe him because that was the time his name. Oh, y'all think it was a stunt because of the Diddy stuff? Damn. I'm gulping now. Damn. Bunny says, when I was 20, oh Lord. When I was in my 20s, an old guy told me he likes to swing. I said, where? At a playground? Ooh, give it to him now. Ali says, I remember when I used to be a server and one of my managers came up to behind me to let me know that I was on the swing shift. And then he led to tell me that his wife likes to swing. I was 17 at the time. You see, the world for girls is it's hard, y'all. It's hard. We go through a lot, and so that too just puts me off. It does. Cami says, and by the way, so sorry to you, Allie, and to you, Bunny, that happened to you. It's never fun, honestly. Like, leave young girls alone. You guys are not attractive to young girls. Even when you're rich, you're still not attractive. Your money is. Cami says, wow, I don't know about TD Jakes. My dad died of a heart attack 3 years ago. So sorry about your father, Cami. Wow, so sorry. April says, that's crazy. Never seen a heart attack look like that, right? My gosh. Gwen says, ladies, please look up the symptoms of heart attacks in women. We present differently than guys. Oh, now there's a thought. I never even thought about that. Thank you, Gwen. I will take a look at it. And I do implore all of you guys to take a look as well, you guys. Jessica says, my brother had a heart attack at 40 and had no signs or symptoms, only caught because he was tired and got checked 3 days. And he went 3 days later. Oh my God. Did you see TD Jake said 5 more minutes and he would have been gone? Your brother is a miracle. 3 days and he survived. Oh my God. Thank God. You see, I never, because doesn't that happen to you guys? Sometimes you're just so fatigued and you're like, wow, I guess I'm more tired than I thought. And you just sleep it off and it's good. You know? Wow. Tanya says, I was just reading about heart health earlier. Now that I'm getting older, I want to stay around for as long as I can. Amen. Good for you. Keeping an eye on it. And Tanya and every woman watching as well, muscles. We as women, especially, we need muscles to ward off osteoporosis. Okay. So strength training is a very, very, very important thing for women to do as well. Money says, no doctor will release a patient in the same day of a heart attack. Jake's family said he was at home resting the same day of his gloves. Oh, are y'all saying it's a stunt? Like Elisa Vanderpump on Dancing with the Stars? Listen, y'all, I don't know enough to be touching that. So let me just let some air out of my collar. Let's get into our final story of the day, shall we? We've got to get into Andrew Tate, this specimen of perfect masculinity, shall we? So one of his girlfriends is alleging that he, and trigger warning, you guys, this is going to be about domestic violence, okay? So this is one of his girlfriends, Bree Stern. She said that he attacked her during intercourse, and she filed a police report against him as well. Shout out to TMZ for this exclusive. So apparently this allegedly happened on March 11th when they were staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel. She told the police that Andrew Tate began choking her while they were doing it, but it got too rough. And even though she begged him to stop, he kept going. Bree says that the more she struggled, the more violent he got. And then she felt everything getting fuzzy, like she was fading into unconsciousness. Apparently according to Bree, the violence only stopped when Andrew was done. And once he fell asleep, she went to the bathroom to document her injuries, as you can see in this photo. And then she went to an emergency room in New York City where she'd flown for work a couple of days later, and documents show that she was diagnosed as post-concussive. And so this is a proof of her going to the hospital to be diagnosed and examined after the alleged incident. Is it surprising? No, it's Andrew Tate. We all know his views on women. We all know that he is currently wanted in Romania, right? Didn't he have to go fly back over there to face his charges for various abuses against women and trafficking? It's not surprising. It's sad, but it's not surprising. My only thing I'm wondering is, how the hell is a woman sleeping with Andrew Tate? You know what he thinks about women, right? Not to blame her, but what? It's crazy to me, the things that a man can say, the derogatory things that they can say. They could quite literally say they hate women. They don't respect women. They don't see women as people. And somehow they're still going to have a woman in their bed. How? I don't get it. It's Andrew Tate. He's crazy. What? He's crazy, right? Andrew Tate, listen, y'all, the freaking ego, the freaking audacity, everything that this man has, well, this is all right. All right, Andrew, I believe her 100%. I do, because it's Andrew Tate. It's Andrew Tate, you guys. I'm kind of speechless about this because I'm just so like, what? You know what I mean? It's like if someone came and said, oh, Chris, a girl hooking up with Chris Brown said he attacked her. Oh, I believe you. He's got a long record of this. How, But he says, oh my God, in my opinion, holding your breath on stage until you so y'all think, y'all are still going in on TD Jakes. My God. Jaleesa says, poor girl. Indeed, I feel bad for her. I'm still just stunned in general. Like, Andrew Tate, really? His ideology mixed with his face card and his criminal charges? Really? Anyway, she did also release some text messages about the way that, he is aggressive in his way of speaking to her as well. And so I wanted to share some of them with you guys, okay? So one set of them is here. Again, trigger warning, they are rather alarming and disturbing, okay? So she's saying that these text messages were shared between her and she and Andrew on March 9th. He was allegedly telling her, "You talk back too much, hooer, so I beat you. I will hit you today, but I love you." And she responded asking why the name calling. He responded, "Do you understand?" She said, "I'm scared." He said, "Don't care. Do you understand?" She said, "Yes." "Why the hitting?" Sad face. He says, "Do you belong to me or not?" She says, "I do." Then in the next set of text messages, he allegedly tells her, "Because I want to beat the F out of you. You will give me a child this year, B." She asks, "Why do you want to beat me? It's 12:30 a.m. I'm in the room. I sleep soon." He says, "What's the point in having you? If I don't beat you and impregnate you, you should be thankful." These texts are very scary, but very believable. He speaks this way in public, so I'm not surprised that he's texting this way. So again, my question is, how the hell is anyone getting involved with someone who's publicly advertised that they feel this way? Like, there's nothing, quite literally nothing attractive or worth having when it comes to this man. I'm shocked, but not shocked at the same time. It's so hard to explain how I'm feeling about this. Then the next set of text messages: "If you ever betray me, you will regret it." Okay, crazy. No, I'm serious. If you're mine, why wouldn't I be able to hit you, okay? You scared me with what you said. And then now you get a series of his text messages: "I really love hitting you. It's very good for me. And you, it's relaxing, don't you?" What? Pookie, no, I cry. Huh? The last set of text messages: "You need to be hit. Why? I don't like it. What did I do? You deserve it." Ugh, it's all so disgusting and disturbing. What is wrong with this guy? What happened to him as a child that he would speak to people this way, or that he would find this to be interesting? You know what I mean? Like, what? What is this? It is so weird. So weird. Right? I agree with you, Two Snaps. He totally did it. I believe this. Tate and Trump, I believe her. Right? April says, "When a man tells you who he is, believe him." Yes. I struggle to feel sorry for people who date. Exactly. Right? It's sad what he allegedly did, but it's Andrew Tate. It's Andrew Tate. It's like going to hell and being surprised that it's hot there. It's hell. I feel so mind boggled when he says, "Why would Sunday Service EA want someone as creepy as the Tate brothers?" Exactly, right? You don't want Kim to dress a certain way, yet the Tate brothers can be around your kids. Your kids could be, doing songs with P. Diddy. That's weird. That's weird, right? The Jimmy Fox. Lynette, are you saying the Jimmy Fox thing is fake too? Gwen says, "Cults do intentionally raise girls to accept ABUSC. It's something tons of us have in common." Ooh, I think you're right. I could definitely see that. And that's what you're seeing with, like, for example, the seven, Cody and all those ladies. I was like, what the hell were those ladies, the sister wives? What were they getting out of being with this man? The man wasn't even taking financial care of them. I said, listen, in African culture or in Arab culture, if you're going to have multiple wives, it's because you can afford multiple wives. You got to, build them a house. You got to have them housing. Like, they should be living well. But in this situation, these women were working, raising the children themselves, and sharing that for what? And I think it's because of the cult that they were raised in, right? Purpose, passion, pursuit. Cute dog. My sister has the same one. It's a girl named Winky, and she just had some babies. That took real strength to do what she did. Amen. Especially because he said, "If you ever betray me, it'll be bad for you, right? Take police, yep. And she went to the hospital too. She's a very, very smart girl in that regard. I will give that to her for sure. It's still mind boggling to me how such a smart girl wound up with Andrew Tate. This is literally the man who would tell his viewers to mentally and physically. Exactly. I'm not sure exactly, but I think it comes down to what Gwen's saying. Maybe because of her upbringing, maybe she was in some sort of a cult or some sort of like a culture or religion or whatever that really, really, really pushes the idea that women are inferior to men. Maybe this is normal to her, in which case that's so damn sad, right? Bunny says men who hurt young women are not attracted to them. They're socialized to exactly. I don't know about the queer, but I think that they do not like women at all. And you see a lot of this with reality stars. James is an example of that. I don't think he likes women or respects women. I don't think Jax Taylor likes women or respects women. I don't think half the guys on Love is Blind like women or respect women, right? Right? My God. Sad. So sad. So sad. And Milan, I heard, and I'm so excited to watch that show. I recommended it to my sister. I said, just in case, just know the warning signs, anything, just take a look. You cannot be overly prepared, right? Because in this internet age, God bless you guys who are raising young children in this internet age. I can't even imagine. Like I'm getting old. Back in my day, we had a computer room and it was one computer. So they couldn't be sucked in the way that they are now, right? Like I wouldn't even know where to start with all of this. Bunny says, true. Google children of God. They breed women to incite women to the cult. They were forced to use their body from a young age. Ooh. And you know what? Netflix is so good for those culty sort of things. So I want to check that stuff out as well. Yeah. Raven says some Arabs have 50 kids by 20 women. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. When I'm thinking about polygamy, I'm thinking of like 2, 3, maybe 4 wives that you can like upkeep. I don't know about these 50 by 20. I don't know if that's normal. Julie says, why doesn't he hit? Exactly, right? Why it might be there, right? It's always women that they're after. It's always women. Why is that? Like a David Eason, always women and little 5-pound dogs. Why, a male boxer or UFC star offered to square up with him since he's so tough and he never even responded. Why is that? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for another morning report. Holy cow, was it ever long, right? I had a great time. We had so many stories to cover, and I'm so glad that y'all were able to stick around for the full show. We will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our final morning report of the week, and then we'll be back again next week, Monday through Friday as well. And I think that next week we're finally going to be back at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because I believe my time zone is going to be pushed up an hour as well to catch us back up. So stay tuned for that as well. Take good care of yourselves, you guys. Thank you once again for joining us.